The Amazing Spider-Man, the worst Spider-Man movie of all time, or the best. John really likes Andrew Garfield. Jack likes Andrew Garfield, but
Oh, he likes him?
doesn't look back on the Amazing Spider-Man trilogy good.
Trilogy.
If only. Anyway. Oh, John, don't get too upset.
Remember when Tom almost didn't get a trilogy, Jack?
What?
Remember he almost didn't get a trilogy, Tom?
He did though. He did though. He did though. Anyway, Amazing Spider-Man is a 2012 film directed by Mark Webb. It stars Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Martin Sheen, and Jared Leto. It made $758 million on $230 million budget. It has a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes and 6.9 on IMDb.
That's actually not that bad for IMDb.
But it is bad for Rotten Tomatoes. I wonder why,
We never trust Rotten Tomatoes anymore.
That's true. But, John, general thoughts here.
I loved rewatching this movie.
It was better than I thought.
Oh!
Was it? I don't really know. See, this one was one that I had little expectations for. You know, I knew I was going to love the Tobey Maguire trilogy. I knew, I think I'm going to very much dislike Amazing Spider-Man 2. And Tom Holland's trilogy is one of those where it's like, I think I like it more than most. But, be an interesting rewatch. But this one I was like, it could be anything. It could be absolutely horrible. And I'm like, this movie sucked ass, which I did think when I saw this in second grade, coming off the Tobey Maguire trilogy. But I was like, this could be the best Spider-Man movie. Was it either of those? No. It's kind of just mid. Not even
I think it was above mid.
Mid for Spider-Man movies, which I
think
tend to be quite good.
You know, I have a lot of nostalgia for the original trilogy. I don't know, like, these ones hold a special spot in my heart, though, you know what I mean?
See,
So
which is
maybe
strange
because I've had
to
to
me.
constantly defend them, but like...
Which is strange to me, though, because as children,
I think it's maybe because I can remember seeing these in theaters, you know what I mean?
Maybe. See, I remember seeing this one in theaters, and I was like, it sucked.
Well, I remember I didn't like it at first either. I was like, where are the organic webs?
I didn't think that. I was like, I don't give a fuck about Gwen Stacy, bro. I was thinking, where are the fucking villains? Because I still think this, we'll talk about this more specifically, but Lizard is kind of lame as fuck in my opinion. And was worse than I thought he was going to be. I'm not going to lie. But, nonetheless, I was pleasantly surprised. But I do think that its overall general direction as a rebooted Spider-Man movie was not good. And should have done something different. And struggled to balance a reboot and a retelling of the origin story that was just told 10 years earlier.
How so? What do you think? Which direction do you think it should have went?
I believe he should have either started off in college or just dropped the origin story completely, which I think is why the Tom Holland ones did. Because I think objectively you can't top what they did in Spider-Man 1. And so when they tried to like reinvent it and like throw in like, what does Ben Parker mean to this? Or wait, not Ben Parker.
Richard Parker.
Richard Parker. What does Richard mean to this? It was just kind of like lame. And in this movie itself, it doesn't even go anywhere. It's like this plot point that comes up a couple times. Now, do I like where it takes it? No, but that doesn't matter in this movie. I just thought it was strange. And then like, we'll talk. I mean, I think I have this written down as a section, the origin and how they tell it. But it was just like trying to be different for the sake of being different rather than the story. And then I think it only hurts the character. But, you know, like Andrew Garfield is objectively better than Tobey Maguire. So it's wasted potential, which is sad to me. But nonetheless, I don't love what they did with it.
Okay. I don't know. I don't mind what they did with it.
But it's just like, why would they go this way when there's like all this time in Peter Parker's life in the comics?
Yeah,
to
I
explore.
don't know. They always.
But I mean,
high school.
Because like the MCU, I think it makes more sense because it's like we have all these established heroes. What does like the kid look like? What is Spider-Man? And that's why I kind of like defend that. But in this case, it's like you had the chance to completely start from the ground up.
No, that's why I like.
Start him in college.
I think that's what I also like about the next one.
Because college is like his best era in the comics.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that type of thing. But But is he in college in the second one, or
He's
does
not,
he
like,
even?
in college? He just graduated though.
Oh, I don't remember. Oh yeah, because Gwen's going to college.
Yeah.
So see that's like, this one could have been set in between or something, but like I just don't think that it did much for the story. If anything, it just hurt it because instead of building up a better villain or spending more time on something different, it just was him back in school. So that just thought they could take in a different place. But starting with Spider-Man in this movie, Andrew Garfield, definitely, probably the objectively best Spider-Man. He has a shape that I like for it, tall and skinny, which is like how he's drawn mostly in the comics, other than the '90s when he's big, because everyone's big in the '90s.
Yeah. Even though Stan Lee said Tom Holland is exactly how you imagine Peter Parker. Shut up, dumbass.
I think he meant the face.
Yeah, no.
Little British
Sorry,
frog in his mouth.
Yeah.
But didn't he say that for everyone? I think he just said he likes all of them.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah.
Marvel probably paid him to say that, though.
Did they? I think Stanley
They were
was...
Marvel was probably like, okay, finally got Spider-Man back. You gotta say some really, really good things about this one.
I don't think they...
That's what they did.
I think they just harassed
And
his
then
daughter or
Stanley's
something.
cameo in this movie, though.
Yeah, this is one of his best cameos. Yeah. He has good cameos in all the Spider-Man movies, I'd say. Other than, of course,
What
Far
I like
From
about
Home,
this one,
because
besides, like, the Raimi trilogy utilizes this a little bit, but, like, I feel like in Tom Holland's, they never, like, he doesn't use his, like, webs for anything else, I feel like.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, this I wanted to talk about that specifically. The swinging, it's obvious. It's like easily the best in this.
Oh yeah.
Like, or these two movies. Yeah, like in the second one they do something we'll touch on, but yeah, I mean he like uses it to catapult himself and go through things, and that kind of goes along with like Andrew's physique. He has that much more like lanky kind of spider thing. So he's doing like that aerobatic. Is that how you say it? Aerobatics. Whatever. He's doing what like just more creative.
Yeah.
Things.
I love the scene where he like gets on the lizard and he like webs him like really, really fast all around and like forces
like
him.
the high school fight is really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool how they use like a small space for Spider-Man when usually, he's out swinging in cities and stuff, which they also do.
What I also liked about this movie though is like how he can like do it. They do it like really fast sometimes and like webs really fast. It kind of reminded me of the games then, which I love.
Yeah.
So like.
And like the web shooters, I don't love like the design, but the little like spit of like smoke.
Yeah.
Awesome. The design, perfect. I love the webs that have like the webs that wrap around. That's a very Todd McFarlane thing.
I'm surprised that you're talking good about this movie.
What I admit is my favorite part of this movie is just the visualization of Spider-Man as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like
they did.
they did it in real life, and they had like actual people who did gymnastics out on like the street, and you can really feel it. Now, do I love how they characterize him? Not necessarily all the time, but I do like it more now, definitely, than I would have a couple years ago. It's very Ultimate Spider-Man. Now, had they elaborated, maybe we'll see hints of this in my Spider-Man series, like had they elaborated on why he may be so angsty, other than him just getting angry and then kind of brushing over it, But that's the problem with being like them trying to shove seeing the origin in there. Is maybe you could have just skipped over the actual origin and like we pick up as he has the powers, because then you can like explore it as like what would a teenager like, would they be all happy-go-lucky with this?
But I don't know, like
Causes a lot of distress.
One of the things I really liked about this movie though is like what happens after Uncle Ben dies. Like everyone, like when he goes to school that day and seeing everyone like his reaction, that was really good, I think.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. But like Uncle Ben doesn't die for like 40 minutes.
Do you mean like they could have just picked up like right when Uncle Ben died?
Yeah, and granted it would have been weird or whatever, but you could have just opened with like the opening credits could have been like flashes of Uncle Ben dying, maybe from Peter's perspective or something. Like everyone knows the origin, so give it in Cliff Notes in the first like 10 minutes. And then use that 45 minutes that they used to tell the origin story again to tell a more, like, a deeper story about what a 16-year-old would do if he gets superpowers and is forced to have to protect the most important city in the U.S. like that. But
I also love his relationships with, like, the cops and stuff in this.
And that's something I really love, too. I write it a lot into my series. Like, some of the main characters are cops because it's like, what's that dynamic with the city, the cops and the people and like all that, and it's like It's just all that stuff is there, but like because
I think it's because of Sony. They probably didn't get to like do as much because
yeah,
Sony.
but like because they have a limited runtime and then obviously tell the origin story again, which I wouldn't doubt was Sony's like idea.
Yeah.
They don't get to explore those as deeply. They're kind of just like one scene in the movie. So like it's all there, but in both of these, and especially Amazing Spider-Man 2, they don't let them do all this. So I think that maybe if they had a more stripped down version of
Maybe
this,
that's why I also like these a lot, because I see the potential with them.
yeah, but it's not like it's more disappointing for me.
These
like,
these kind of like for me are kind of like the Revenge of the Sith for me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Like they're not good, but like I really enjoy them.
Which is yeah, I mean it's valid. Obviously, I'm not gonna be like
Yeah.
But I do think I'm coming from a valid point. But
Yeah, I do understand. I'm not gonna disagree. I'm not gonna be like you can't not like this movie.
Yeah.
But like, also it's I don't know. It's I really.
At the end of the day, it's
enjoy
like
movies.
I would boner for Spider-Man 3, but I'm not willing to admit that movie kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same
It's like
thing.
your
It's
Men
like
in Black.
everything
this
is
like
there.
your Men in Black too.
Yeah. Actually, it's more like Men in Black 3.
Okay.
Because that I legitimately think is a perfect movie, but everyone fucking hates that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
Or the critics gave it like a 63, but
I think I also just really like the colors in this movie. Like I like the kind of like darker, more grounded. Like I feel like but because like it's a nice contrast to the Raimi trilogy.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the brightness in the Raimi trilogy.
like the
So this was,
golden,
like,
the gold tone for that. I mean, it's
it's
obviously
perfect. Like I feel like this was a good tone for this Spider-Man. Not like
Yeah.
for the MCU Spider-Man. I don't know if I like.
There isn't.
There isn't really any color. It's just bland, honestly.
Yeah, it's gray. It kind of was like, man, they kind of fucked up in like 2016 to 18. Well, actually, from Civil War to like Thor Ragnarok, everything was like just gray.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did there, but anyway. Okay, Lizard.
I don't mind the lizard.
He looks like Goomba, bro. He's like, his face is just so flat.
I mean, they could have done more with the character design, but I don't mind his character design.
And the trench coat, bro. It's so easy. Just put a trench coat on the man. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what.
I love that final battle though.
I hate the final battle.
Why?
Because the school battle is so much better. And the
That's
sewer battle is so much
But
better.
I just think when you see him on top of the building, it looks so cool.
Nah, but his final plan is so fucking stupid.
I'm not talking about the lizard. I'm just talking about like even like the last shot like, of the final battle where you just it's like kind of zoomed out and Spider-Man's on top of the building and like
Yeah,
his
it
little
looks
camera.
cool.
Yeah, I said it looks so cool.
But I'm watching the movie with the volume on, so I'm like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, I don't get it. And like, dude, like the fact that, it's like, it's so obvious that like, he's the lizard. He's like, when he's like, talking about like, there's like the lizard person, he's like, lizards are fucking cool. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, huh. Okay. I don't know, it's just like, and then there's the plan. I don't get them. There's like, it comes out of nowhere. It's one of those things. It's like, oh, we need a third act. Fuck. And granted, it creates like, yeah, it looks cool, but it's like, fuck. Okay.
And then the people of New York like helping him get that.
But I'd say I still think that's a little corny.
It's a little, yeah, I'll admit it's a little corny, but like I think it's cool though. So
Yeah, like I prefer the black dude in Spider-Man one's just like, go Spider-Man. Like that's just like it's more pure.
Yeah.
But like it creates a cool shot. But once again, when you think about it, it's like, why are these like,
Only if we could have the visuals from these two movies in these movies.
It's an unfortunate circumstance.
But also the scene, the bridge scene.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
That's like Spider-Man.
That's
right,
Spider-Man.
That's Spider-Man.
That's Spider-Man. That's a thing. Like if that was 2 or 3 scenes. But no! They wanted to say Martin Sheen
But,
was like...
See, I just feel like we don't get any of this with Tom.
But they wanted Martin Sheen to say, your father said that if you could do something, you should do it. Responsibility, baby.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we putting the time here when it's here? He also ruins a guy's life, that's the type of stuff where it's like, really out of character out of nowhere.
What do you mean?
When like he takes the badge and the kid just gets like drawn out, like remember when he sneaks into Oscorp for the first time.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like Peter Parker wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
Like find another way for him to get in, or just like have him walk in. You don't really have to like explain it. If you stuff like that. Like
honestly, well, I mean.
Like whatever, Esteban Rodriguez, bro, his whole entire life is ruined.
I know.
He's gonna be that villain in Amazing Spider-Man 3. He's gonna be like, Peter fucking Parker.
I think that's so funny that's why I love that part because I think it's so funny that you just hear that guy screaming in the background.
Yeah, but then it's like, but would Peter Parker do that? But then he feels no remorse. Even if he did do that, he's like, just keep down low so they don't find me instead of being like, oh shit, you know? So it's like, out of character. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's hard to be funny when I'm like, would that person, even if it's not Peter Parker, would that person do that?
I don't know.
My opinion? No. But nonetheless, so yeah, but the lizard, yeah, the fight scenes, the school fight is awesome. The way he uses like the lockers and goes in like the circles and fast
I love how like he also then like the thing goes flying, he pulls it and like hits it back. That's a very video game-esque too. The like hitting things with other things. Yeah. Awesome, man. And then like the tail, kind of fucking nasty, but that's a cool part. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? And then the sewer fight. Other than the fact that Peter Parker engraved Peter Parker, it's like putting your name in a wallet. Like you do it, yeah, I guess, but who the fuck is gonna be like, ooh, like $200? Let me give this back to that person.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And then, but no, I like the sewer fight though because also when he goes underwater in his webs, I like
that's
cool. that subtleness right there. That's
I always like the it's just funny to me that the Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But also, okay, then I want to talk about like his school life for a second, and like why does everyone bully this guy? That's the one thing that makes no sense. Like, okay, it would make sense if Flash Thompson, his group bullied him, right? It's just like they pick on this kid, but like the whole school seems to hate him. Like, okay, you know when he like saves the guy. No, but he's not. See, that's the difference.
Yeah, I know.
Like, do you know when he like kicks the guy, or the guy's getting bullied and he falls on the ground and all this stuff goes over, and then the guy just kicks his camera.
Yeah.
Why? So that guy had no motivation to do that.
Yeah.
But there is a shining brightness that is Gwen and Andrew's relationship. Of course, they started dating like halfway through filming this movie, so they probably had sex like right after the camera stopped rolling. But I think you can feel that. That's like the strongest point, even though I hated
especially
that.
Especially in the second one.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, I was like, fuck that, bro. Hated it. What else here? Oh yeah, does dark mean good? Question mark. Like just because it's dark, does that make it?
Well, I think it fits these movies.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I mean, it's cool, but he's always in the dark and stuff, and it's just grittier. And like the wrestling thing, I feel like they omitted that because they're like, it's corny. We're in the 20th century, 21st century.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then they just have the reference to it. Oh yeah, can we also talk about the weird like camera angle they did that one time when he's like trying to find the killer and like it's like a pole,
oh yeah, I love that.
Like,
yeah. They were just probably like new GoPro technology. We gotta use some of these ones.
Someone's like, yo, I found this GoPro stick.
Yeah.
Like yeah. It's just a big ass camera to him. Oh yeah, Flash Thompson. I like him a little bit.
Yeah, he's actually good in this one. He's like, I like how he's not like heavily involved, but you can see a little bit character growth in him.
Yeah, I like the scene where he's like, just trying to say I'm sorry, man. Cool, good scene. But it's so obvious that, like, how do these people not know he's Spider-Man? He does a shit job of hiding.
They probably just see him beat up every day in school. They're like, who beat on Peter again yesterday?
Yeah. And why can he jump like 50 feet?
Oh yeah, elaborate. Yeah, still.
I mean, he does it in front of a lot of people, man. I just feel like it's not a good idea.
It's like what we've talked about. Also, in Invincible, if you see a superhero, like your mind won't. Yeah, that
you would.
No.
George Stacy, John, do you like?
You literally defended that in Invincible.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I hate Invincible.
Oh, okay.
George Stacy. Good.
Yeah.
No.
I like that.
Why is he so mean?
He's a cop.
No, but he's like... Okay.
He's a cop. He's a cop dad.
I do like that he's corrupt, though.
What?
When he's like, I'm not going to out the lizard because he wrote a good note for my daughter.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he just doesn't believe Peter's telling the truth.
He gives his exact motivation for this.
Okay, Jack.
But
then he goes up and asks. He's like, "Can I get everything we have on Kurt?"
Yeah, but he keeps them down. He's like, Kirk Connors would never. He wrote my daughter a note to college. Like
he thinks he's a good guy. Is the point?
I know, but come on, man, dumbass.
Let's say this, Jack. Hypothetically, let's say what?
John, fakes the camera.
Let's say hypothetically, a high school student comes into your office. You're the captain.
Yeah.
You've never seen a superhero or anything like this before. You've just seen normal people. Comes into your office and tells you that there's a fucking lizard running around, and it's Dr. Curtis Connors, the guy who's only been nice to you.
Yeah.
Are you gonna believe it?
I'd be like, I do remember him experimenting on lizards a couple times. Like, that's like all he's been doing for the last couple of years.
The point I also took it as kind of the point is like the science is like so advanced that like this captain obviously wouldn't even understand or think this is possible.
But like baseline, right? He has a lot of lizards in his room. Like that's like a.
Do you think he's been there? Like
he is. Baseline. This guy's probably writing papers on the fact that like binding human DNA with lizard DNA. There's a big fucking lizard. Who could it be? I don't know.
I just think it's also because no one wants to believe it.
But why? See, I don't like scientists scare me. I don't trust them. They have the fate of the world in their hands. What?
Knock knock.
I knew that was from somewhere.
Did you actually not realize?
Anyway, trivia time, baby. Guess what?
What?
Michael Cera was considered.
For Spider-Man?
Yeah.
No way.
There's a long list, right? So I didn't write them down. I wrote the funniest one singularly down. Every single dude with brown hair that was like 20 to 30 years old and had a young face was considered. Literally everyone. Anyone from Twilight.
Was Vin Diesel considered?
Vin Diesel's... Well... Hey, family! You know what's considered, though? Michael Jackson.
Shut up. I thought you were serious for a second. I was like, what?
Anyway, no, but like, Michael Cera, I think could pull it off.
Okay.
Robert Pattinson was considered.
Doesn't surprise me.
No, not Spider-Man though.
No, he's not.
He's a maniac. I'd say he would be a good Batman. Donald Glover was. There was a petition, you know about this?
Yeah, for him to be
Spider-Man. And it inspired Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
Not really though.
Yeah.
Because the writer adopted a black daughter. It was like, it's black people in New York, so why would he be white now? That was the thought process, but I had to boy Donald Glover. Maybe he'll be in... Oh, I was going to say maybe it'll be Miles Morales in like Spider-Man No Way Home, but it's going to be The Rock.
What?
You saw the leak?
What?
The Rock's going to be Miles Morales.
No, well, I thought you were also talking about the fact that he's in the movie as the uncle. I think that's what you're gonna fucking mention.
No, but it's like alternate universe.
Oh God, no.
It's true, John.
No.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't believe it.
The Rock is Miles Morales in No Way Home. You didn't see the plot leak? Anyway. Also, last piece of news. Andrew Garfield was older than Tobey Maguire.
I know.
He was 29 when he made this movie. But he threw on like a long sleeve shirt and a shirt on top of it.
And he looked young.
He rode a skateboard and looked young.
He looks really young here, though.
His youthful energy, I'd say.
Yeah. I think even
Maguire has an old man energy.
Well, like even in the first movie, I'm not gonna lie, Tobey looks like he's like 50.
My back. He looks younger in the second than he does in the first. And he gives big boy energy in the first. All right, John. Ready for ratings and reviews?
Yeah. Enjoyment.
A.
I give him an A+. I thought you were just gonna say A. That makes me happy, Jack.
But score.
I give it
4.
4.5.
4.5, John. Is it even 3? Nah, I'll save that for the correct one.
No.
4 out of 5 stars from Jack Robinson. Check me out on Letterboxd.
Wow, it's crazy, man.
Anyway, that's the video. We hope you enjoyed. Let us know your thoughts down below. Check us out on Instagram. Instagram, the Metaverse, and TikTok at reboredpodcast.
We're gonna have to add the Metaverse to our outro.
Oh my gosh! Check us out, do podcast live, Metaverse, baby. Spotify, you know it. Apple Music, you know it. We have the podcast with exclusive segments you can't find anywhere else at Reboot Podcast. Thank you for watching or listening or both. And both. Goodbye.
Goodbye.